The little girl who carried the world. There was once a little girl named Linda who lived in a small village surrounded by dusty roads and quiet hills. Her life changed forever the day her father passed away. He had been the pillar of the family, the one who tried his best to keep food on the table and hope in their hearts. When he was gone, the house felt empty, and the burden of survival fell on the shoulders of her mother. Linda's mother was left with several children to raise alone. Every day she struggled to provide even the simplest things: food, clothes, and school supplies. Some days there was only porridge for dinner. Other days there was nothing at all. Yet despite the hardships, Linda's mother always reminded her children to value education. She believed that one day school would open doors that poverty had closed. Linda walked long distances to school with worn-out shoes and sometimes an empty stomach. Still, she loved learning. She held on to her books like they were treasures, believing they were the key to a better life. When Linda finished Standard 5, her mother could no longer afford to keep her at home while sending her to school. A local pastor offered to take her in. He told the family that Linda would stay at his house and continue her schooling. To Linda's mother, it sounded like a blessing. She believed her daughter would be safe in a house of faith. But life in the pastor's home was not what anyone expected. From the first day, Linda realized that she had not been brought there as a child to care for, but as someone to serve. While the pastor's children sat comfortably in the living room watching television or playing, Linda woke up before sunrise. She swept the yard while the air was still cold. She fetched water. She washed dishes that were not hers. She cleaned clothes, cooked food, and scrubbed floors until her hands became rough and sore. There was no rest for her. While the pastor's children laughed and played, she worked alone. If something was not done perfectly, she was scolded. Sometimes she went to bed exhausted, her small body aching from a day full of chores. Yet the hardest part was not the work. It was the loneliness. At night she would lie quietly on her thin mattress, thinking about her mother and siblings. She missed the small hut they called home. Even though life there was poor, it was filled with love. In the pastor's house, she felt invisible. Still, Linda did not let her pain destroy her hope. Deep inside her heart, she remembered her mother's words: "Education is the road out of suffering." Whenever she could find a moment, she opened her books. Even when she was tired, even when the house was quiet and everyone else was asleep, she studied. She believed that one day her life would change. One day she would not just be the little girl who scrubbed floors while others rested. She would be someone who stood tall despite the storms of her childhood. And though the world had placed heavy burdens on her small shoulders, Linda carried them with quiet strength, believing that her story was not finished yet.